Hello and welcome to this episode of Peak Life. Today we're talking about a really cool program for young people in our community. It's called the Fire Explorer Program. And here to tell us all about it is senior firefighter PJ Johnson. PJ, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. How are you?
Good. Well, I'm excited to talk about this because this is a really neat opportunity for kids in the area, young adults-ish. So tell me about the Fire Explorer Program. Who might be a good candidate for this?
So Fire Explorers, we got started about a year and a half ago, and it's a joint venture between the City of Chesapeake Fire Department and the Scouts of America. What we do is we take high school age kids, 13 to 18, boys or girls, and we bring them in, we kind of mentor them, we teach them about the fire and EMS field, in which we do a number of activities. We do evolutions based upon mock fires that we might train on in the real field. We teach them EMS skills as far as packing wounds, blood pressures, things that we would do on a normal call. We've even made it to the extent where we take them on calls with us in the fire trucks and sometimes on our medic units, in which they get to see what we do on the scene of a call.
What? That sounds so cool. I'm a little jealous. I'm pretty sure slightly aged out of it, but just slightly. What's the reaction that you get from these kids when they get to do this serious life stuff, but it's got to be fun?
It's been pretty cool to watch. The kids will be at certain events with us now, which we've been more community engaged now, and they won't know that they're talking to city officials, in which they'll just be casually speaking and talking about the program, and these city officials will be in plain clothes, and they'll just be glaringly, like, openly happy talking about the program, and then we'll get like a great comment from somebody from out of nowhere that is a city official telling us how much good work we're doing with the kids in the community.
Describe the kind of kid who would be appropriate for this. You know, we talked about the age, boy or girl, but you know, what kind of kid? Do they have to have an interest in becoming a firefighter? What are you looking for?
Well, most want some type of career in the field of fire EMS. So that would be particularly our aim. At first, we were aiming for kind of at-risk kids, trying to get that demographic, and then we just kind of opened it up to everybody, in which we have just a wide array of kids who come from all over with various backgrounds to us. We kind of mentor them, we teach them about life, of every aspect, and you know, they've kind of grown attached to us. They're almost like our second kids.
I love that. I mean, tell me more about what it's like for you and the impact this program makes on you. You're used to very, action-related things, going out and saving lives, but here you have this one-on-one with kids. What is that like for you?
It's a switch of things. I always loved helping people. That's why I'm in the field I'm in. But it's so much closer now that you're with these kids like almost all the time, and just like it makes you feel good. You know you're doing solid work. You can see the change in obvious kids. You get to know their personalities. In the beginning, you know, some of them are just shy. It's just a different generation, and now to see them coming together as friends and kind of as a family themselves, it's just cool to see that you know you're making a positive change.
Yeah. About how much time, if somebody out there is interested, about how much time should they expect to dedicate to this? How often do you guys meet?
So we meet every first and third Wednesday of the month from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., sometimes till about 8:15. And within that 2 hours, we might do a little bit of working out, which is 45 minutes of working out.
Wow.
And then we'll get into whatever topic or thing that we're gonna do for the day. And then we kind of bring them back. We try to provide snacks if we can, and then we try to do the last Saturday of every month, which the last Saturday is a bit of a longer day. We might have them from 10 a.m. till about 2, in which we try to make a really, really big scenario for them of what we're gonna do, or we might go on location to some type of field trip to teach them something else.
And you were talking about community engagement.
Yeah.
Why is that an important part of this?
So we want to kind of teach them, when you have a community that gives to you, you want to be able to give back to them. So we want to teach them that aspect, that when you get into this line of work, that's what you do. So far this year, our community engagement have been trunk or treat. We plan on going next week to the Buffalo Family Community Center and helping them with their Thanksgiving drive. And December 7th, we'll be helping with Breakfast with Santa. And we've got a number of more events that we got lined up as far as the Chesapeake Animal Center. We're gonna go help with that, and we're gonna try to see if we can get into a few nursing homes in the area and just have like activity days with them.
I love that you have that additional focus on community engagement. I think it speaks to the fire department in general. You guys are so much more than just going out there and spraying water on fires. You are in this community doing great things. PJ, is there anything we forgot to talk about this program?
No, if anybody's interested in the program, you can contact me, PJ Johnson at cityofchesapeake.net or chesapeakeexplorers@gmail.com.
Perfect. Senior firefighter PJ Johnson, thank you so much for being here and for all
Thank
the
you for
work you
having me.
do.
Thank you.
That does it for this episode of Peak Life. Thank you so much for watching.